You're watching Channel 1 and this is the cooking series. Let's join Romilo at his small kitchen. Welcome back to our cooking series. Your Korean uncle here. If you're visiting us for the first time, thank you, and I encourage you to subscribe so that you can be notified for every release. You can either follow this series or the gardening series. Tonight we'll be cooking a very special recipe from the homeland. It's one of my favorites. It's menudo, pork menudo. It's a simple recipe. We have very basic ingredients, which I will now be showing. Ingredients for this recipe, we'll be using a kilo of pork belly. Or I prefer pork belly because it has more fat content, but traditionally lean meat would also be advisable. I just love the mixture of fat and tomato sauce. So pork belly, the stir fry, we need garlic and onion. I want to be generous with onions I should say, and bell pepper, carrots, and I forgot to show you, but we need a can of chickpeas or garbanzos. Tomato sauce or tomato paste, which I forgot to place on the kitchen counter. Plus oil, of course, for stir frying, salt for seasoning, and pepper. As an option, you can also add fish sauce and, of course, potato. I won't be adding potato. It's my preference. This recipe requires liver, but there's no liver available at the supermarket today. So as an option would be liver spread. And this is the form in which it is available here in Holland. They call it liverwurst, or it's liver sausage. It's used as a bread spread, but we can use this as well for the sauce. Let's start. This recipe that requires first is parboiling, or in our language sancocho. First boil the pork in water to soften it a bit before stir frying. And it also starts the rendering of the fat. So it's good to boil it first and then let the fat render. And that's what we're doing now. Just a small amount of water, just enough to boil it for roughly 15 to 20 minutes. Longer the better, but it will take much time. Just parboil it. While waiting for this to boil, I'll be slicing or cutting the carrots. Preferably the size of the chickpeas. Cubes. purposely sliced the pork in bigger than usual. It's just preference.
The pork has been boiling for I think more than 20 minutes now, and it begins to render. So it's good to stir it a bit. You might need to add some oil to help it render. To help it render fat, I should say.
It's beginning to sizzle, meaning it begins to render oil as well, and I have enough oil to do the stir fry. I will be using a separate wok to do this. I'll just fill my casserole like this and stir fry at one side. Shortcut. If you notice, I lost the other handle of my casserole. It just dropped, I don't know where. This is not practical, but I'm just too lazy. I'm doing editing while cooking this. You might not believe, but I'm doing video editing while cooking this in between. Something fell. All stir fries requires the onion to become translucent clear before adding the rest of the ingredients. But Jamie Oliver does this as well. Yeah, I learned this from him. Combining everything, or stir frying with the main ingredient. Simplifying. As long as the onion caramelizes. And my meat also begins to turn light brown or golden brown while my onion caramelizes. At this stage I can add the carrots. It's really hot. It happened that today there's a heat wave here in Holland. I think we've reached 37. And I have to cook at the middle of the apartment. Imagine how hot can that be? Give it some stir and we'll add the tomato sauce. Or water, I should say. Equal part, same as the volume of the mixture. And we add the tomato sauce. I usually use 2 of those for every kilo. Let us see how it renders or how it becomes. It looks thin. I'll add more. You might not believe this tomato paste can be bought here in Holland for as low as 6 cents. So, bringing that to the Philippines, 6 times, let's say 5. That would be 3 pesos.
Let's add some salt. Roughly 1 teaspoon. That much. The peas. I want to add some of the water because it gives a special flavor. I also want to add laurel or bay leaves, but I can find it. I don't know. I'm not gonna break it. It will break by itself while it cooks.
Let's just cover it and cook it for around 20 more minutes. While waiting for this to cook, I'd like to greet our new friends in our little YouTube community, to ASMR with Anne in Michigan, to Madam Lips in Brisbane, and to our friends from the Middle East, to Helena Quijano, to Lynn Ibanez, and to our newest, the Jumbo Project from Manila. Also special greetings to Unboxing and Everything. And I won't forget to say hi as well to Ryan Martin and to Roderick Sabada. Greetings to all of you. This is our home-cooked menudo. It's really good. And this goes well with white rice and manang spare. Can you pass me the chop suey, please?
Of course. With pleasure.
Thank you. And aside this, all this veggies also came from the garden. Thank you for joining your kuya here in this cooking series. And thank you for my guest here for joining me tonight. I didn't want to appear on camera, but it's a nice evening sharing with you guys. And don't forget our next offering. It will be from the garden, and for the entire summer season we'll be traveling. We will discover the flavors, the sounds, and the sights of the world. Until next time, Romulo here, your uncle and kuya from Holland. Dios tegbati. And as we say it here in Holland, it's makkelijk. That means bon appetit as well. Thank you.